Hi guys, and welcome back to OG Cars, and today you join us with our 2005 Fiat Panda 4x4 climbing because this car is now for sale. So if you're a viewer of the channel, you'll know that we've actually only owned this car for about 3 or 4 months, and it's been a fantastic car in that time. It's been no problem at all. Total honesty, I work from home, so I have barely had a chance to use the car. I've bumbled around in it, I've taken it to West Wales, and it's picked me up from Bristol when I went on a night out with my friends, so it's done a few long distance journeys. But overall, it's actually been used by Owen to go back and forth to work, so when he mixes it up. And the truth is, we've got something big coming up, and we're just kind of trying to downsize with cars, and this is one of those cars that it's not getting used, and realistically, with what we've done, it is ready to go to a new home. So what have we done to the car? Well, firstly, you might be able to tell from the pictures, it's looking fantastic. So I've given it a proper clean. I've not actually polished it yet, but it will be polished before it goes. And then I've done back to black on all of the black trims, and it's come out lovely. You know, considering it's on just over 109,000 miles and its age, it looks really good for its age. You know, there's the odd age-related mark on the car, but for its age, it's looking really, really good. We have also replaced the number plate, so the front one wasn't too bad, but the rear number plate in particular, that was quite deteriorated. Before we bought the car, both the front tyres were replaced, so those have been done as well. And this is an old tyre, but we did also replace...
It is in good condition though?
It's in good nick though, yeah. But we did replace this tyre because we had a puncture, so it's got 3 basically new tyres, and the other one is in good nick. And again, as I mentioned, we did change the number plates because this one was very deteriorated, as you may remember. We did also mention in the video that there was a bit of a knock coming from the rear, so we've replaced the rear shock absorbers on the back of the car as well. And then with thanks to Owen again, we've just completed a full service on the car. So we've did the oil filter, air filter, and we did the HT leads. We were going to do the spark plugs, but the ones that came were wrong, and
that's ones that were too big, so I ended up taking them out and then just cleaning them up because they were actually in good condition anyway.
Yeah.
So but one of the HT, well, I actually had 2 HT leads break on me, which is why it has brand new HT leads on there. So but yeah, air filter and oil filter are done as well, so it's all there and pretty much ready to go. Yeah,
and the other thing we've done is we replaced the front wipers, so you know, ultimately it's asked for nothing.
And not only have we done the front wipers, these suffer from corrosion on the front wiper arms all the time. So I've just given them a quick sandback and just a quick blast with some black paint. Ultimately, it's not, you know, a professional powder coated job, but it does really tidy up the car, especially with all the back to black in places on the car. It's really brought out because all the trims have gone grey, and that had gone all sort of like, you know, that white powdery corrosion that you get on the wiper arms. They've gone like that, so this has really tidied it up.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll overlay some photos now just while we're having a bit of a babble about the car, just to show you a before and after, because I do think, despite the fact we've only done menial jobs, I do think we've made a really big difference to this car. And again, another thing which is really good to note on this car in particular is its locks.
It's locks. Really good to know.
Oh. The interior, I've not cleaned it yet, but the interior looks really good. Like for 110 for near enough 110,000 miles, the interior is really, really good, and that also does speak for the back as well. It's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, so good inside, good outside, and in the glove box, service history till 91,000 miles. Comes with a manual as well. Is also proof that the cam belt was done on this car at 81k, along with a few other jobs. And then obviously, as I say, service history till 91k, and we've just done the service, which we're happy to provide the proof of as well. So basically, in my eyes, this is a fully serviced Fiat Panda 4x4 that, apart from the odd age related mark, as I say, is actually being really well looked after.
The only other thing on the inside, the only thing that lets it down slightly is the wear on the driver's seat here, which they all do, especially at this mileage. But ultimately, it is what it is. You can get other seats, you can get covers, but ultimately that's the only real thing that lets it down. Because you guys may remember, I had a red Panda 1.1 Active, and that was really quite worn inside. All of the door cards had been scratched up, and they just wouldn't come back and stuff like that. And there was wear to the top of the back of the seat there. So it's one of them things. A high mileage car again, but that one had seen a lot more abuse inside than this one obviously has. And this has been a Cardiff car all its life as well. It's a CK plate. Yeah, CK. It's been a Cardiff car, and it's still in Cardiff now. May not stay in Cardiff after this, but if you're from Cardiff and you want to buy a Panda, get in touch with us and buy it now.
Another thing to note that's actually really important, I'm not going to go into the car and show you, but all of the 4x4 specific components under there, they're in really good condition. And in case you're not aware, 169 Pandas are starting to rust a little bit in a few areas.
Yes.
And all of the important areas on this car are in good condition for its age and for its mileage.
A few problem points on the 169 Pandas: they start to rot under these plastic trims on the back, the rear sills, and then you get problems. Obviously the 100 horsepower is actually worse, but I think they've got the trim that goes all the way along the bottom. This one's only right at the back, but ultimately these do go further along the outer sills as well, and they can go on the inner sills. Ultimately, these cars, the early ones, are about 20 years old, so they're getting to that point now. The rear axles are corroding. These are 4x4 specific rear subframes basically, and they rot out, and they're actually a lot harder to find than the two-wheel drive things as well. So you have to import parts for that normally if you want to get a new rear subframe and get it in good condition, because obviously they've all rusted over here. Prop shafts, they very commonly have centre bearing failures and stuff like that, and ultimately this one is clean. The prop shaft is in good condition, the rear axle has not rotted out, and the sills are good too. So really that was what sold it to us in the first place when we were buying that, when we were buying it in that first video that you would have seen, and if you haven't, you should watch. And yeah, ultimately it's a good car and it will serve someone very well.
But yeah, just to quickly summarise, as I say, I have now listed this for sale on Facebook Marketplace, but if you do have any questions, if you are interested, we've got it listed up for £1,995, which I think, based on the condition, everything we've done and the service history and proof of work that it comes with, it's definitely worth that. But I am open to offers. If it was going to a follower of the channel, a friend or a good home, I am open to sensible offers, and I would love for it to go to someone who's going to continue to look after it as it deserves. So you know where we are, Instagram, drop a comment below and we'll get in contact with you as well. But aside that, this probably will be the last time you see this car. So thank you very much to Pixie, the 4x4 Panda. She served us fantastically well, and if things hadn't moved as quickly as they suddenly have for us, this car will probably be staying a little bit longer, I think. But ultimately, as you know, we want to thin down the car collection, and this is one of the ones that's going to go. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.